Hi guys, welcome to day 17 of the Reality Transurfing course that I created based on teachings by Vadim Zeland, the quantum physicist. I have some news for you as I'm going to be doing actually 22-day course for now instead of 78 days course. And the reason behind it is that I'm actually having some obligations in the next few weeks, starting from the end of next week. So I figured it would be much better to then come back to it after I'm more free and after I can actually dedicate my time more thoroughly to it. But we will definitely finish this major arcana set, which are the basic principles of reality transurfing. So you will definitely get this concept, the major concept of reality transurfing and what is it all about. And if there would be some interest for the continuation, once I'm a little bit more free after those few weeks of obligations, I can go back to it and I can continue the course. So do let me know whether you will have that type of interest for the continuation. So far I received a lot of good feedback and thank you so much for that. I will definitely continue this main part for you guys, and once it's finished, then the universe made it so for me that I immediately start with those obligations. So there is like a few of the cards left, and we will have enough time to finish them at least. Card of the day is called Feelings of Guilt. And I want to show you the card immediately because you can see how it's very it looks scary, and the man is trying to resist being swallowed by this beast, which would be some sort of guilt feeling, I suppose, that wants to eat him alive. But now, after I read this description of the card, you will see what is it all about. So, the sense of guilt always generates scenarios related to punishment without you even realizing it. So this is typical of the usual worldview. Every crime is always punished. As soon as you noticed the slightest trace of guilt, therefore, get rid of that rubbish immediately. Do not let it spoil your life. Live true to your own convictions and you will never experience guilt. No one will dare to judge you if you don't judge yourself or you don't consider yourself guilty. When you're free of guilt, you will never find yourself in a situation in which someone tries to threaten you with violence. So no guilt, no punishment. Of course, this doesn't mean being reckless or careless or any of those things, because, of course, reality transurfing teaches only about a highest moral and human principles. So please don't get this in a wrong way. But if you're struggling on a basic level even to shift a guilt complex, it is important to stop justifying yourself. And this is one of those cases where you don't have to convince yourself that you're obligated to anyone, but simply observe your everyday actions. And if you previously had the habit of apologizing, for example, for the slightest of things, adopt a different habit and explain your actions only when it is absolutely necessary. Stop convincing yourself that you own anyone anything, and even a feeling of being obligated, if that continues, do not show it outwardly, because then you practice your mind to accept new habit. So and also people who are expecting these feelings of guilt to show up for them from you, they will gradually back off when they see that you actually changed your habit or your response. So the heart and the mind will gradually get used to the new sensation. So if you're not trying to justify yourself, then things are obviously as they should be, and so your guilt simply can't exist in such environment. As a result, the need for redemption, so to speak, will appear less and less often, and the outer form will also gradually tidy up, and the feeling of guilt will disappear as a result, and with it, all associated problems as well. And we can just see briefly this card again, because you see this man's face. He's kind of desperate, and he's holding on to the mouth of this animal in order not to be sucked in. But what he should instead do would be to just let it go and even ignore its existence, and therefore these feelings of guilt in the form of this animal would disappear then from his sight. This would be all for this video, and the card number 17 of 22 major arcana cards that we're going to be focusing on in the next 5 days before we finish with those major reality transurfing principles and before we take this break. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and also like, share and subscribe if you find it valuable for yourself. And I'm definitely glad to hear from you, and so leave your feedback and let me know how you're getting on with the course. Thank you again, and see you tomorrow for another card. Goodbye.